Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue our practice on controlling. So in our previous video we have seen the setup of controlling area settings. Okay KP. If we see here we have seen we have created controlling area and we have activated few components and we have selected the configuration as a company code same as controlling area, and this is our controlling area which we have created. Just to have a recap, in the first video I already discussed, in the first initial stages I have configured FI settings, then I continued creating the controlling area settings. So this is the controlling area which I have created, and these are the components which are activated in the controlling area. So I have activated the cost centers component, and uh, we have seen how we have activated the other components from the future years. So but again I have deactivated that. So and also we have seen one part where we have activated the profit center accounting. Profit center accounting is activated in another step. If we follow the path, it is in controlling profit center accounting and basic settings and set controlling area. This MCRS is our controlling area. Okay, area settings and maintain controlling area settings. So just if we see this information, we have seen this, we have activated the profit center accounting for this year. We have created the standard hierarchy and everything. So this is how we activated the profit center accounting. This is COPA. This is totally different. We will discuss on this later. And if we see the assignment of company codes, we have assigned our company code to this controlling area. So this is what we have covered in our previous video briefly. So as of now we understood the configuration setup for controlling area. So now let us try to understand how the postings are transferred to the controlling. So normally we know that there are many postings flow through multiple modules in SAP to controlling area. So the multiple modules are like SD module, PP module, MM module, and maybe directly primary postings which we done through FI will flows to CO. So we all know that there are multiple postings which flows to controlling. So in order to capture those values to controlling, we need to have two master datas which helps in transferring the data from different modules to CO. So in order to transfer the values from SD to CO, we need to integrate SD and CO with sales order. So whatever revenues, whatever expenses we incur on these sales orders will be integrated through this cost object through to controlling. So in PP, PP is nothing but production planning, where we estimate the plan product and what will be the actual cost for that particular product. So in order to transfer these values to CO, we use production order. All these things we have discussed in our theory part. So we have integration between PP and CO with production order. And we all know that few postings transferred, primary postings transfer from FI to CO. So the link between FI and CO is with the cost object. So is with the cost object, cost centers, profit centers, internal orders, internal orders, and also we can directly link the profitability values from FI to CO with profitability segment. Profitability segment. So at least we understood. So integrate the values with one module to CO. There should be cost object which helps in integrating the values to one one module to the controlling module. And as we discussed for primary postings from FI, we also need to understand about the cost element. So cost element needs to be understood as the type of cost, whether it is expense or whether it is revenue or what kind of cost it is. So now we need to understand about the cost element. So cost element is nothing but the nature of costs. Nature of cost means what kind of cost it is, whether it is salaries or whether it is rent or whatever it might be. So whether it is a primary cost, and we have two types of cost elements, whether it is primary cost element or secondary cost element. The primary cost element is nothing but the values which transfers postings from FI to CO. Secondary cost element is like transferring values within the CO. Okay, let us see an example. Company is going to pay salaries to the admin department. Okay, so there will be a primary posting in FI, and through primary cost element it transfers to CO, and in addition to that we are going to give the cost object like cost center. And even if we want to give profit center, we will have a statistical, we will call the profit center as statistical profit center. Only at one time only one cost object can be real and others can be statistical. So here we are paying the expenses, and the same is getting transferred to CO. In order to transfer to CO, we understood that there should be a primary cost element that is just for transferring, and to capture the value in CO, we need to have the cost object. So that is primary posting. Secondary posting, we are paying admin expense, admin salaries. That admin department is serving for two different products or for two different groups. We need to charge the expenses or share the expenses between these two groups. If, for example, if we spent $10,000 for both the groups, we have to share the percentage according to their proportion. So if we transfer the costs within the controlling, then we use the secondary cost element. So now we need to understand like the primary cost element and secondary cost element. So in SAP S/4HANA, both primary cost element and secondary cost element are need to be created as GLs, in general ledger account, like master data. But before in SAP ECC, only the primary cost element is created as GL master data, and there is no need to create a GL for secondary cost element. But in SAP S/4HANA, both the cost elements need to be created as GL. This is because of the reason why, because like why even the secondary cost element needs to be created as GL account. In SAP ECC, FI and CO were separate individual components. But now in SAP S/4HANA, all the data of FI and CO are storing in the same table, AC document. But in SAP ECC, they were stored in different tables. That is the primary reason we need to create general ledger account for both primary cost element and secondary cost element. So in SAP S/4HANA, both the components FI and CO are integrated. There is no, like it is always in real-time integration. That is, we don't face any issues which occurred in SAP ECC for FI and CO integration. It will be always real-time integration. There will not be any pitfalls or gaps between FI and CO when compared to real-time integration between these two modules. So in order to avoid these issues, SAP created a single module. So now let us understand how we were creating cost elements before in ECC and how we are going to create that in SAP S/4HANA. In SAP ECC, the cost elements and GL accounts can be created separately. So if we see here, in ECC we have a transaction code KA01 to create the primary cost element independent of the GL account. Now even though we process this KA01 transaction, it leads to the normal GL account creation screen. So in SAP ECC, we were using KA06 for creating secondary cost element. Even that transaction pop up the screen of GL account creation. So in SAP S4HANA, this is the transaction FS00 to create the GL account. So we need to understand more in little bit detail of what's the difference in creating GL account in SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA. So now if we see in SAP screen, we can see the GL account type. In ECC, these number of account types are not available. In SAP S4HANA, if we want to create GL account with primary cost element, we have to select the GL account type, primary costs or revenue. So we create primary cost elements for all profit and loss accounts which transfers values to CO. So the GL accounts which doesn't require to transfer values to CO are not created as primary cost elements. So if the GL account which doesn't transfer values to CO can be categorized under non-operating expense or income category. And even in balance sheet accounts, normally, so for that the CO cost of goods sold is the GL account where we can create under this non-operating operating expense or income category, because we don't transfer the values to CO. And balance sheet account, for balance sheet account 99% of the time we don't create any primary cost element. I heard like there are few accounts which we are going to create statistical cost element, that means just for reporting purpose. So and secondary costs are the GL accounts which helps in transferring the costs within the controlling. So these are the, so in SAP ECC these many GL account types are not available. There was just only profit and loss and balance sheet account. But in SAP S4HANA, the profit and loss account is further classified into non-operating expense or income, primary costs or revenue, and secondary costs. All these three are for profit and loss accounts. And this is especially for balance sheet, where we don't create any cost element. We understood different types of GL accounts. So now we will try to create few GL accounts. Do you think travel expense which the where the values needs to be transferred to CO? So we will create it as primary costs and revenues. I think it should be R. And salary expenses, again this needs to be transferred to CO, so it is primary cost and revenue. And revenues, again it is primary cost and revenue. Bank account is a balance sheet account, and COGS is a non-operating expense account settlement which we use in the within controlling, so it is a secondary cost. So now let us create the GL account. So first we will try to create the asset. I think we have created 2000 and our company code is MCRS, and now we create. And as this is asset, the account type is balance sheet, and the account group is under assets. This is the account group which we have created. Short text is bank. We can say BUFA bank account. Okay, now we move on to control data. Here we can see open item management, and we don't have line item management. So in SAP ECC we had that line item management where we can see the line items in detail. If we don't have that line item in SAP ECC, we can see only the aggregates. We can't see the line by line item. But in ECC, but in SAP S/4HANA, line item display is deactivated or is not visible on the screen because it was by inbuilt. All the line items will be displayed in spite of the performance issue. There were no performance issues in SAP S/4HANA because we all know that it stores data in columns. So most of the performance issues when compared to SAP ECC is reduced or completely dead in SAP S/4HANA. So now we are going to create. Okay, so we are creating the asset account. So field status group we will select as Z005 because normally that is the one which we select for bank accounts, and try to save it. So we save this. Data was saved and account gets created. Okay, now we are going to create one more account for cost, that is 4000 MCRS, and the account is primary costs or revenue, and this is expenses account. So as you know, revenue, expenses, assets, liabilities, and secondary cost, these are the account groups which we have created. And expenses, we decided to create travel expenses and salary expenses. So let us create travel expenses and control data. So if we remember in SAP ECC we So we are going to create a travel expenses GL account, and as this is primary cost or revenue, we have selected this, and we can see there is no edit cost element button to create the primary cost element. So instead, in controlling data, if we see here, we can see there is a cost element category. So all the options which available in edit cost element are while creating the cost element through in SAP ECC is available in this setting, cost element category. And now by giving that, it in the background it will be act as even cost element for controlling. So this is cost accounts is like Z004, and we will save it. So this is how we will create all other GL accounts. We will create one more, salary expenses. Oh, sorry. So primary costs are revenue, expenses, salaries, salary expenses, control data, and the currency which populates is from the company code currency, and we will have cost element category 01 primary costs, and we are going to create Z004 cost accounts and save this. And now we have created, now we are going to create revenue. Let us create a revenue account. I think revenue should be 300, and MCRS create, and type and description is, so GL account type is primary cost or revenue, revenues, account, and control data is, here we will select the cost element category as now revenue. Revenue I think should be 11. Okay, and for revenues the field status group might be different. It should be Z029. Okay, now save it. Now let us understand, we all know that while in SAP ECC, while creating the cost element, we can even give the default cost center which needs to be populated with this cost element. There are two places in ECC where we can assign the default cost objects. In from the cost element master data we can assign the default cost center, but in OKB9 transaction we can even have a combination of /o OKB9. If we see the screen, we can see it's a combination of company code, cost element, and by default what cost center should be updated, and what order, what profitability segment, profit center, we can define whichever is required as a default for this cost element. So even in when we are doing system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4 HANA, in SAP ECC, for few of the cost elements you have provided the default cost center, but the cost element creation process itself is totally different in SAP S4 HANA. We can create the cost element and the cost element category in SAP S4 HANA, but in SAP ECC you have provided even the default cost center in master data. But as there is no option to update default cost center in the master data, there is a standard program in conversion which takes care of these default values and updates these values against each cost element in this OKB9 transaction code. That's how it is taken care with the conversion project to SAP S4 HANA. So you can see this segment, profit center, account assignment detail, which is few things which selected as valuation area is mandatory. Okay. So now we are going to create a COGS account where we are going to select non-operating expense or income. By selecting this, we can see the in control data, it does not populate with cost element category. So only it will appear for primary costs or revenue. So this is for COGS, and control data is like and the expenses Z004, and we are going to save it. And other account is settlement account where we created 9000 series and create and the description. So here we are going to select as secondary cost element, secondary costs, and this is like settlement. So even for settlements we can see the cost element category is not populated, and field status group we are going to select as Z001, which is general. And now we are going to save this. Oh, sorry. Actually, I got confused. Even for this, we need to provide the. So if we don't give the cost element category, you see, right? We have got the error. So settlement. So internal settlement it is 21, and now we save it. So now we can see it got saved. So this is how we will select the account type, and based on the account type we will update the cost element category in these GL accounts, which where this GL account acts as primary cost element, and this is the secondary cost element as we classified it as secondary costs. So if we remember, when SAP Simple Finance or SAP S4 HANA is launched, there was an discussion in the market saying that SAP tables are all merged into a single table, AC Doc-A, and all other tables were become obsolete and no more valid. But um, but if we see, but that is only a misconception. But uh, if we see, all the master data tables are yet not removed. If we see, do you know the table for GL account? It is SKA1 and SKB1. SKA1, where we can view the data at chart of accounts level, and SKB1 we can view the data at company code level. So at chart of accounts level, we can see the GL account and who is created and account group and the description. Actually there should be description. I think we need to add up those fields. So it shows at chart of accounts level. So if we see SKB1, we can see all the SKB1 SKB1 we can see the values at company code level. We can see all the GL accounts at company code level, the field status group and all. Okay, even why I'm showing this is I want to show that master data updation to the specific tables is not changed when compared to ECC. So even cost element table is CSKA, where we can see at chart of accounts level and cost element in the name and description, and company code level CSKB. So here means like this company code means controlling area level. We can see the cost elements. So cost center, order, and the required data. With this, I think we all understood that in addition to AC.A table, still all the master data tables are available in SAP S4 HANA. So I think now we have understand the whole concept of primary cost element and how it was stored in the master data tables, and what is the primary cost element and what is the secondary cost element for which account for which account types the cost element is created. So for each elements, the for which account types the primary cost elements is created is for primary cost and revenue, and other is secondary cost. For primary cost element and secondary cost element is will get activated for this GL account. So now we have to move to the other part of cost centers and profit centers, creating cost centers and profit centers. Before creating cost centers and profit centers, first we need to know what are all the cost center departments we need to create and what are the profit centers we need to create. For that, there should be a big discussion will happen with the customers, and we need to understand their model, like whatever their requirements, and we need to configure this cost center hierarchy and profit center hierarchy. So at the starting, okay, I have not shown how we have created the company code because I missed that part when I did that in financial accounting. So at while creating the company code, I have created a company code which is located at Mumbai, India, and at the main office, means like at the headquarters, there are common departments for that company, like common HR and common admin, common IT group, and common sales group. And also these company have two branch offices and two plants. Mainly it is two plants, one in Mumbai and one in Bengaluru. In Mumbai they are going to manufacture laptops, and in Bengaluru each of these they have admin department, assembling IT department, assembling, quality, packaging for both the plants. So based on this, we are going to create the cost center hierarchy. So few cost centers at common level and few cost centers at different plants. So this will be the cost center hierarchies. So, and we are going to have the profitability report at mobiles level and also at laptops level. That is again depends on business. If they need it at regions level, we need to create profit centers at regions level. So we are going to have profit centers as mobiles and profit center as laptops. So this is the standard hierarchy which we are going to implement that in the system through configuration. So now let us see the profit center hierarchy, and under profit center hierarchy how we are going to create the groups. Profit center accounting, master data, standard hierarchy, and we can remember that while activating the profit center accounting we have given the profit center hierarchy. And now let us click on change and see that we have our profit center hierarchy which is displaying in the screen. So here we are lower level group, we are going to create a new group. So the group name is, we have products, and group name is products. Let's save, and we will try to create one more profit center group which is after sales service. So for after sales service we may need admin, IT department, and service, who provides service, the department, service department. So we are going to create the products and also group at same level we are going to create service. So now we are going to create the profit center in transaction KE51. So let us create profit center. We decided that it will be a laptops at laptop level and also at mobiles level, and laptop, enter, and name. Name is laptop, user responsible, person responsible. There should be some person responsible for this, for accountability of the profit from this product. So profit center group is, we have created two profit center groups under this hierarchy. One is product and another is service. Okay, active. So let us activate it and then we save it. Profit center laptop has been created. So we will create one more, mobiles, profit center for mobile. So mobile, and name is again mobile. Person responsible should be again manager, and profit center group is product. And for this, okay, if we see this, okay, display, if we see this, we can see here there are more tabs, indicators which shows dummy, profit center, unlock, and company codes. If we see, the company codes assigned to this controlling area is displayed in this profit center. So in this way we have created two profit centers under profit center group product. One is laptop and another is mobile. So remember that before saving we have to activate the profit center and it gets activated. So let us create one more profit center, that is for service. So here we will give the name as service. Person responsible will be manager. Profit center group should belongs to service. Okay, service. And let us see the other indicators. So we can see the dummy profit center is no more valid, and we can see we can log this profit center if going forward, if we are not going to use it, and also the company codes, the assigned company codes. And now we will activate, first we will activate has been created. If we see this, if we see this profit center, we can see it has created to this date. If you don't want this profit center to be active till this date, we are in the change mode. Will we not be able to? Okay, if we are not able to change the date, just we will lock profit center. If you are not able to change the date, just lock it. So going forward, we don't use this profit center. So like this, we will be creating the profit centers with the profit center hierarchy and profit center group. Under profit center group, we will have many different profit centers. With this, we will stop this video here, and tomorrow we will continue with cost center master data and posting some primary postings to the controlling. So let us meet in the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.